We're here at Leominster City Hall, Leominster, Mass, and we're doing our traditional annual event, walking through the Johnny Appleseed Festival 2011. And we got the balloon attractions here, such as the fitness obstacle course here, as indicated by that Johnny Bravo / Duke Nukem wannabe. We got some same bounce houses, different theme type setup here. Dunk tank right there in the middle, and they missed. And if you saw the setup video, we saw this attraction actually pop right up, right on camera. It's actually a sports skill thing. Did not really get a good look of it because, like I said, it was being inflated. There's the medieval themed castle style bounce house, and there's some vendors, and we're gonna go walk through that. And this is a parking lot that's full of water. If you've seen the setup video, you might have noticed that the starting point was a little different. That's because this parking lot was full. In fact, it pretty much still is, but there's not people everywhere this time around. And if everything sounds muffled, that's because I got the ports on this camera all taped up because there's heavy drizzle every once in a while. And over here, I'll just get a little closer. We got a inflatable slide here. It's a staple of the Johnny Appleseed Festival. There's the inside of the bounce house, the medieval themed one. Oh, and apparently it has a slide right there. And across the street is the petting zoo, and there's a horse right there. Apparently there's hay rides, but it's not set up, or they're not doing it yet. And away we go. We may have to take music out of here and put my own track in at some point. Let's see what we have.
And right away we run into Copyright Music Land. There's some farm stands selling some vegetables and fruits and what have not. And we got our random vendors still. This is a very crowded event, so it's really hard to move along. And where I could obviously try not to get people's mugs into the shot, there's Leominster Blue Devils, the cheerleading squad. And there's a Leominster High School course that we just saw. And now that the music's too loud, we gotta strip that and use our own. Here's the LHS Superfans. Here's the booth for Leominster High School students going to Spain. They're raising some money for that. And the LHS Renaissance Club. Yeah, it's really hard to get any good shots of anything here. There's a lot of backtracking as well. And we got Mainstream. That's a hair place pretty much. And here's Leominster Lassie League, trying to raise some money. And here's the National Guard. And here's a couple of vehicles they're allowing the kids to explore. And since there are kids around, we're not going to do that. And down the road we go some more. Here's the Leominster Parent-Teacher Organization booth. I guess they're... This booth over here is for Samoset Middle School, which is near Fallbrook Elementary. And this is why the actual audio track was removed, because this band is playing copyrighted music. Needless to say, it's a cover band, so of course they would be. And it's called The Beatles for Sale. So that's why you don't hear the actual audio from the event. And that's where they're doing all the audio. Here's American Family Link, helping to support our troops overseas. As you can see, they're selling raffle items. The VFW, they're selling food items and the like. At this point, one of the security people recognized me, so said hello and obviously said it back. There's the VFW still, and they're giving away, I believe it's them, they're giving away this beautiful motorcycle. So let's go take a look at it a little bit. It is a pretty nice looking motorcycle after all. And somebody's going to be lucky enough to win it and have to pay the taxes. But they're lucky enough to win it. That's what matters. And there's Fitchburg State University. Pitching the college, obviously. Selling some food. And over there's Twin City Youth Hockey. And the Nut House Beef Sticks, I am not even sure if that is an actual business as in brick and mortar or just a carnival type dealie. Old Fashioned Lemonade, probably from the same company, maybe not sure. Feel free to drop a link if you know. Michael's Run, drop me a line if you know what that is. The Trustees of Reservations, that's the Doyle Field Commission that pretty much helps with the environment and keeping up of the city's parks and what have not. And that's a booth on Johnny Appleseed himself. And there's Shulin Farms, lots of apples and other things like preservatives and honey. There's the Sovereign Bank building right there, in which we continue on. And we have here Warmer Winters, which helps the poor kids get the hats, gloves, and mittens for the winter. Scott Brown can get his books and bumper stickers there. And as we continue along, obviously, we have here the Leominster Rotary Club, selling lots of quote-unquote penny candy, even though it's not really a penny. Leominster Access TV, they got some old-fashioned 3D pictures there. You have to have glasses, or you can look at them cross-eyed, whichever way you want to do it. And further down, we have Community Action Team. Stop drug and alcohol abuse.
City of Leominster, National Grid, and all that. Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. Helping to fight kids' cancer. St. Patrick's. Massachusetts WIC. I said if you hear that it's muffled or crinkles, that's because there's blazing sign works. That's because there is a major drizzle event every once in a while. Burger King free soft syrup, that's new. Let's go the other way. Avidia Bank. And I have no idea what this is. International Student Exchange. Okay.
And there was a brief moment of no copyrighted background music, and now we're back in that situation again. Leominster Arts Center. They are next to Pizza Chef in the Columbia Hotel building. And here's an organization that helps find homes for former greyhounds used in greyhound racing. They Needless to say, it's called Greyhound Friends. That's a good job there. Might be a random vendor, not really sure. Here's the UMass Cancer Walk, raising money to fight a horrible disease, needless to say, T-Mobile. And here's a booth for North Central Charter School. Central Massachusetts Disaster Animal Rescue Team, trying to raise funds to help train animals to obviously help people in the event of a horrible disaster. Order de la Mole, I'm not sure what that is. Feel free to drop a line. De Ambrioso Eye Care, that's who's there. And over here we've got St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is kind of amazing that some institution from Boston actually came out this far to support this event. Another random vendor there. And here's a candle place next to it called Scentsy Wickless. That's fairly interesting. Nice looking candles there. Alright, here's a booth for Timothy E. Laughlin Scholarship Fund. Not sure what it is all about. Feel free to drop a link. Beacon of Hope. Also got a booth here. And we go around a bunch of people. And while we do that, we'll get another look at this motorcycle or the poster. Pause the video if you want to look at it. And there we go. And across we go onto the West Street portion. The Crusaders, which is an organization to help fight breast cancer. Very worthy cause. And onto West Street we go. It gets really crowded at this point. Makes it a little hard hunting at Barrett Park, or of Barrett Park. They're raising money so they can do a haunted attraction this year. And we do some fancy camera work to avoid getting people in the shot, and I believe this whole entire thing is them. Leominster Recreation Department, but the whole thing is for the haunted trail attraction. And while we're walking to the next booth, let's take a look across the street at this giant thing, the Sightmobile and free health screening. Over here is the Leominster firefighters. They're selling beverages. And there's a booth for Youth Venture. Feel free to leave a comment if you know what that is. I can't get close to it. Then there's the Applewild School, selling some raffle items. Another random vendor there selling jewelry and some other items. And over here is the Leominster Rotary Club. And they're doing fried dough. Oh, their fried dough is really good. Well worth the stop. Very well worth the stop. The Brazilian Catholic community barbecuing here. This is their big setup. Fairly elaborate, fairly nice. Here's Coldwell Banker. I have no idea what vendor this is, but they're doing rice and other things like that. And as I said before, things get really bound up here. There's a lot of backtracking just to get anywhere. And here we have caring for kids. I believe it's adoption. And here's the care center It's on West Street, Leominster, way up near the high school.
See, an actual movie actually setting up shop here. Alright. Oh, copyright. Can't show that. Fair use. And this is edible arrangements right there. They're selling stuff.
Yeah, all different
In fact, here's their truck right here. And digital credit union. Post office doing a raffle. Actually, yeah, no, they're just selling stuff.
And that was the other point where I could just simply do a drown out of copyright music. There's Voices. It's from the Christian Life Center, which used to be in the YMCA building. Free salsa lessons. Not sure what that is too. And over here we have Leominster United Methodist Church. And having a hard time getting around people again. And the Telegram and Gazette. Showed a Sentinel and Enterprise. Our local paper really loves that. Here's an organization, not sure what they do. And over here is Friends of Needs, which help raise dogs and other animals used for health-related issues, kind of like guide dogs or just plain medical dogs. First Church Unitarian Universalists, boy, they couldn't fit that on a sign, could they? And they're raffling off items. Had to do a big walk around to sort of see what's coming next. And this is another reason why we're having to replace the soundtrack. DJ Earl playing some loud music. City of Leominster right there. Office of Emergency Management. Emergency medical service? Well, you hope you don't need them during this event. And that was the free health screening that we passed along before. And while we're crossing over, here's a truck for Tennessee's Catering. Real barbecue. Real meat. And here's their little setup. And we go by that. Here's some of the food. Here's an informational booth for this festival, as well as some gear you can purchase. And here's the Sentinel and Enterprise. And they're giving away some small prizes such as frisbees and pens, and there's a wheel where you can spin and win aforementioned prizes. Health Alliance Hospital, that includes Leominster Hospital and the Burbank Hospital in Fitchburg. There's also one in Clinton and Marlborough. And we're going to continue on up the street a little bit, but we're going to pass by Beatles for Sale in the process. And we start again because I hit the camera's 20-minute time limit. So continuing from there, we have ourselves IC Federal Credit Union, then Rollstone Bank and Trust, and we have the Leominster Crime Stoppers Unit, sponsored by Walmart, right next to them. Also sponsored by Leominster Credit Union. Fidelity Bank, this is Bankers Row apparently. And over here we have Leominster High School Theater Company. And we get by a bunch of people. So you can see they're doing face painting here. Over here we have this selection of apples from Sholin Farms, and they're selling candied apples, caramelized apples, and I'm sure just plain apples. raffles. And cotton candy booth right here, blue, pretty fitting being Leominster. Fight colors are blue and white. Girl Scouts, they're selling all sorts of treats there. And then next to them are the Cub Scouts. And that's pretty much everything that's in the Johnny Appleseed Festival. We are going to end this by overlooking the City Hall parking lot and the Children's Entertainment Center with the bounce houses and several other little games like the dunk tank. And we'll end it with a look at the big slide. And this is George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed the video and sorry for muting.